What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Bills and Bourbon. We are here following the Eagles heartbreaker. That's the best way that I can describe it. The Bills fall to the Eagles 37-34 in overtime in a game where the offense probably played the best game they played all season. But we're going to get into that here in a little bit. But we've got a new bourbon for y'all today.
Today, we have Yellowstone Select. And it is 93 proof straight Kentucky bourbon whiskey. And it comes out of the Jim Beam family. And it's got a little bit of a bite, 93%, but this is what we're going to be having today while we discuss the drama of the Buffalo Bills. We thought we'd have maybe a nice, calm bye week, get over the heartbreak, and lo and behold, Von Miller gets charged with assault in Dallas of a pregnant woman. So
which is a felony.
Which is a class 3 felony.
Mm-hmm.
And he posted $5,000 bail. And so that drama is something the Bills just don't need.
No.
Things just aren't going their way.
No.
Especially with the game.
The good news is Von Miller has 2 tackles on the year, so he hasn't done shit for us. He's just wasting space out on the field. So maybe they'll activate or put in AJ Epinesa because he's playing way better than Von Miller. Von Miller, honestly, doesn't even look like he's trying out there to me.
Well, I was reading a little bit up on it, and he came back in 10 months, and he came back too early.
Well, what
happened?
Whatever. If you're on the field,
let him do that because he certainly is not helping. And
right. Like, what is the point of coming back fast if it doesn't benefit the team? It probably hurts the team if we're going to be honest. Von Miller is active, and they're putting him on the field because they're paying him $40 million a year, and that's how the business works. They got to get their money's worth out of their investment, which they're never gonna. And cheers.
Oh,
could be a blessing in disguise. Could be a blessing in disguise. If he gets convicted, we can wash our hands of a $120 million contract.
Well, already the reports are coming out that most of these things get settled out of court.
Yeah, they usually do.
And if it gets settled out of court and he's not convicted of anything, the Bills are on the hook for all his money.
Yeah, the Bills are fucked regardless. Von Miller might be the worst signing in recent Bills history. So, what's that?
Every time you interviewed him or heard him talk, he sounded like the greatest guy. I mean, he was sitting in with Brandon Beane for the draft, and he wants to become a general manager, and always supporting his teammates, supporting Josh, supporting everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's allegedly.
Right. You got to say allegedly. Pat McAfee taught us that.
We jettisoned the punter immediately, and he wasn't convicted. He wasn't even there. So,
well,
that kind of
between Von Miller and a rookie punter is you got no skin in the game.
Yeah.
And
No, I know,
unfortunately,
but I mean, as far as the Bills
right.
immediately cut ties with him. Not, and he ended up becoming, he was not guilty. And
Right. But the point I'm trying to make is the Bills had no skin in the game. He was just a rookie. They weren't paying him anything. You cut ties with Von because it's the right thing to do. You just piss away all that money.
that's
And
true.
unfortunately, the NFL is a business. We've seen it with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
It's a business. So who knows what's going to happen? I
Well,
would not. I really don't expect the Bills to just cut him.
no,
just
I don't
because-
think they're going to either.
I don't think that that's something that they'll do. And
No,
he's not going to play. He's not going to be an active part. I bet you he's not active. This. I mean, we got 2 weeks still, but I bet you it's not. He's not active. But all right, that's off bye week news that surfaced today, which was wild. But the Bills, they looked good in the beginning of the game. They were playing against two teams, the Eagles and the referees. I've never seen a more poorly refereed, officiated game, probably in my entire life. I've never seen a more biased officiating crew ever, I don't think, to not only miss calls, but make up penalties. And as Bills fans, we're going to make excuses for our team, but this is NFL wide. Like, there's nobody on there that said, "Oh, you can't go to an Eagles fan and say, hey, you don't think that was a horse collar?" I mean,
well, in the paper today, Jason Kelsey, he was yipping about how who went over the line during their
Jordan Phillips.
Jordan Phillips ripped into their right guard or whatever the hell he was. Kelsey wants him fined, but if you look at the replay, they showed it. He flinched
Yes,
again.
he did.
It's
yes,
so.
He did.
It wasn't because they zoomed in on him, and he just a little bit his head start to move, and he went on it. But they don't see that. They don't see that. They don't see the pass interference on.
No.
Play.
I'm convinced they do see it now. I'm convinced they see it.
The one where he throws it to Diggs, and Diggs is trying to go to the sideline, and he's got his fucking hand in his jersey. The referee's standing right there, and of course, first they call no horse collar, then they call intentional grounding, which Gabe Davis was
standing right there
4 yards away. It was horrible. They're making a mockery out of
it. They're ruining the game. They're ruining the game. It's too. I mean, so the Bills were on the 3-yard line in that situation. All right, you don't call the horse collar. Fine, that's whatever. Fuck the horse collar. It is what it is. But then you call a intentional grounding, which is a loss of down, and a 5-yard penalty. So you go from the 3-yard line on third down on second down, I'm sorry, to the 9-yard line or 8-yard line or whatever on third down, which obviously they don't convert, and then fucking the kick gets blocked. Yep. So like that is a game-changing call. And they can go around and fine players Josh got fined $10,000 for pointing at a player.
Yep.
Why can't a referee be fined for having a bad call?
Well, they're never going to tell you what they do discipline. But did you notice after halftime how many penalties were called? 2 in the last 30 plus overtime. Somebody called down to him and said, "What the fuck are you doing? You called what do we have? 11 penalties in the first half?"
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, what did they decide that now we aren't doing anything wrong? No, no. Somebody called from the NFL officiating office during halftime and said, "What the fuck are you guys doing? You guys are
No,
making
well,
us look." I mean, it's you're making a mockery out of it. And then
well,
he had
there
go ahead,
there
buddy.
needs to be a checks and balances. Like the league needs to be able to call the referee in a situation like they had with the horse collar and be like, hey, you might have been at the wrong angle to not see that, but that is a blatant horse collar and you have to call that. Which
You
they
know,
do that sometimes, don't they? I mean, they can call New York for a challenge. Why can't
well, I
they
think
call New
only
York or
during like that challenges and stuff. But they said that Sean Hockley said that we felt that he was grabbed first on the shoulder pad and then his momentum brought him down without the horse collar. Some
oh
cockamamie
my God.
bullshit.
He's a 240-pound man.
I
He's
know.
not falling to the ground like that.
It just about ripped his jersey off.
I know it
Oh,
was ripped.
so James Cook drops a touchdown on the first drive. Bass gets one block, there's 7. Bass gets one block, there's 10. He misses, there's 13. And then that play where if they would have called the horse collar, it would have been first and goal on the 1. So
Yeah.
you're telling me Josh wouldn't have. So we gave 20 points that were pissed away by our fault too, and the referees. I mean, we had 500 yards of offense. We're the only team in the NFL history that had 500 yards of offense and lost the game ever.
Yep. Hmm. And how do you do that? How does that happen? If you win the turnover battle, you have 500 yards of offense. Well, how does that happen? Someone tell me. I'll tell you. The
Okay.
referees.
Well,
That's the only that doesn't like.
well, also we have a head coach that wants to go into the major prevent defense shit. We had what did they have? How many points did they have in the first half? 10? And then they
17.
scored.
It was 17-7 going into half.
Okay. So they scored 30 points in the second half.
They
Micah
scored.
Hyde, fucking this guy, the 3rd and 19 or whatever the shit it was. This kid's got 6 catches in his career, and he gets behind Hyde and catches the 1 touchdown on 3rd and like 19. I think McDermott, you want to get down and dirty, blows his timeouts, blows
Mhm.
his first timeout. Um, you know how he does his wait till they line up and then he calls a timeout for the defense. Then the stupider one is we're going to ice the kicker 59 yards in the rain. How much icing is going to happen? The guy's got 59 yards in the rain. He's already iced. So there's 2 down. And now you have 1 left in overtime and at the end of reg and he kneels. He
I
fucking
no.
pussies out. He just 2 years ago he witnessed Mahomes doing it in 13 seconds.
Well, so he never had any intention of going for it or trying because he tried to ice the kicker. So you would have had 2 timeouts in 20 seconds with a freak athlete at quarterback. We've watched Josh and fucking Diggs do it before, and Josh
Detroit
was
last
playing
year.
lights fucking out, dude.
And,
He was playing lights out.
He was balling out that night.
Yeah, he was.
There was no doubt. All you need is a couple quick passes, and Bass would have redeemed himself. I guarantee you, if we would have got in somewhere close, he wasn't going to miss again.
Right, like so if you let the fucking ball go into the end zone, you get the ball at the 25-yard line. If you get it to the 50 or to the 40, that's a what? 57-yard field goal.
which
So you
Bass
got to
has
go
the
what?
leg.
How
Bass
far
has,
how far you got to go, Dad?
so
25
if you
yards,
well, we
you got to
had it
go
on the 25, right? So it would be 25 and
10.
and
You
10.
got to go
35
35
yards
yards
in 2
in
plays.
20 seconds with 2 timeouts if you did it right. More than doable.
Oh
More
yeah,
than doable.
especially you could use the whole field because you got 2 timeouts. You could
Right.
throw it
So
right
you
down
can
the
throw it
middle.
to the sideline. You can throw it to the
You don't
middle of
have
the
to
field.
throw
You
it
can
to the
throw it anywhere.
sideline because you have 2 timeouts. But McDermott, he said, I've thought about it a million times since then. But
Well,
we're 0-6 in overtime games with him, plus countless games where we were leading. Just this year, they let Mac Jones drive the length of the field and score a touchdown to win the game. Mac Jones. He's been benched 3 times this year. Did you see
right.
his did you see his press conference? I sent that to you.
The Mac Jones one?
He was literally fucking crying.
Yeah, I
He
saw it.
was
Yeah.
like, Are you still a quarterback? Well, I got to play better." The poor kid. I actually felt sorry for him.
Yeah.
If I was the person handling it, I would have been. We're done. The poor. I mean, guaranteed, I do not like him when he's playing against the Bills, but he seems like a halfway decent kid. And you could see his eyes were red, his lip was quivering, and they're asking him, "So do you think you're still the starting quarterback?" And they let him drive the field. We lost the other fucking Zach Wilson. You know, those games you can't. We lost, what is it?
4
The,
games.
the 6 times that we've been in overtime, Josh has left the field 4 times with the lead, and they couldn't hold him. It's
Well,
not a coincidence anymore. It's a trend.
they lost week 1. They let Zach Wilson drive down the field to score. And then they lost on a punt return. Totally unacceptable. Defense, special teams fault for that. 12 men on the field. Totally unacceptable.
Blunder.
Totally unacceptable. That's again, minute 55 left. Josh took the lead. Against the Eagles again.
Had the lead in overtime.
I mean, there's injuries. You know, we know that. Everybody knows that there's injuries on the defense, but you need to be able. I don't care who's on the field. When you play that style of defense in that moment, you're going to lose. It doesn't matter who's out there. When you give Jalen Hurts 10 yards in the middle of the field, one of the most mobile quarterbacks in the league, he's going to do exactly what he did. He didn't carve us up with his arm. He ran all over us. It's just and you know, like I saw today that fucking there's 0 chance that the Bills fire Sean McDermott. I saw that today. And it's like, what the fuck? Terry Pegula is a bum. He is a fucking bum. He ruined the damn Sabres, and he's going to ruin the Bills. And then we're going to have a brand new stadium in 6 years, and no one's going to go.
6 years, 3 years.
3 years, whatever.
You know what it is? It's a big old happy men's chum club. We're all fucking. Well, I love Sean. He's that's what happened with Dorsey. He was such a. We love everybody. It's not. That's not how it works. I mean, same with the Sabres. You know, they are. You know, they'll never fire Meatballs, and his team is so friggin' inconsistent. They win, they get crushed. They win again, they lose by 4 goals. It's like he doesn't. You know, I don't know. You know, you're going to get these people say McDermott did this and ended the drought and all that bullshit. But
I mean, like
it's like we're at the ceiling with McDermott. This is as good as we're going to be. Yeah, we'll make the playoffs. Well, we probably won't this year, but we'll get into the divisional game or something. Maybe get lucky and get a little farther, like we did with Kansas City, and then lose. I just don't think he has it to take this team to the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl. And we're going to just keep playing around.
I just can't. So the people who advocate for Sean McDermott because he got us out of the drought,
yep,
it's just mind-boggling to me. So think about the level of play you need to end a drought versus the level of play you need to win a Super Bowl. It's totally different.
Yep.
It's totally different. You've brought it up on this show multiple times. Andy Reid took the Eagles to the NFC Championship 3 years in a row, and they fired him.
They fired him.
And look at.
Can you imagine?
They went to the Super Bowl last year. They're probably going to go to the Super Bowl this year.
Well, they won. They already won too. They're going to be. I don't know if they're going to. I think that. Well, the team that can beat them is us. And we probably won't even fucking be there. It'll be some fucking Miami bullshit or Baltimore. But if the Bills were to get into the playoffs, if they wouldn't have lost them 2 games, 3 games, the Bronco game, too many men, and then the Jets and the Patriots. I mean, you're looking at. We're what, 9-3? We're in, and then, well, we'll see Monday night. We're going to play Kansas City, and we played them. We beat them 3 out of the last 4 times.
Right. So let's talk about what you think and what we think the biggest difference between Joe Brady and Ken Dorsey are, because I agree. I agree that if we had a little bit different scheme, the Bills could be 10-1 right now, 11-1 right now, super easily. If you really think about it, they could be 11-1 right now, just as easily as they could be 4-7 or whatever.
Yeah,
just as easily. And so what do you think? What do you think? Because obviously Josh has played great the last 2 weeks.
I think that he schemes people open. He's using a lot more motion. And, you're watching the game and Romo's saying, oh, look, they're bringing, Diggs in motion, and if nobody follows him across the field, it's his own defense. Josh knows that right away. And I just think that he's calling he's letting Josh do what Josh does. And it seems like there's a hell of a lot of pressure off of him. He seems different. And he's balling out, man. I mean, he was that Darius Slay in the interview after him said, and Nick Sirianni said, I never seen anybody throw a ball in the rain like that. I mean, they were lasers. And if Cook would have caught it, that one, he dropped that right in the bucket.
That was and that was a touch pass too. It wasn't like he threw it too hard.
It was perfect. I mean, it went right through the center of his hands. It was like, you got to be kidding me.
That's what we drafted him to do.
I mean, and the guy was he was alien-like. I mean, he really was, and like I said, Slay's like, I don't know how anybody could criticize Josh Allen. He said we were playing defense, we couldn't stop him. With his legs.
Yeah. He had a fantastic point, Darius Slay. I don't know if you watched that whole interview. He said, so when you have a quarterback who throws the ball 55 times a game versus a quarterback who throws it 25, 30 times a game, obviously you're going to be more prone to interceptions. But that's the difference. Like, you have a guy who throws interceptions 1 out of 50 times versus 1 out of 30 times. Yeah, he might be leading the league, but I would be interested to see what his attempts are versus the rest of the league.
Well, even with his interceptions, he's number 1 in total touchdowns. He's like second in the league in yardage. He's completing 68% of his passes, higher than Mahomes, higher than fucking Tua. And these national media just want to trash him.
Why though? Like, why?
I don't know.
I don't understand it. Like, if the Bills win, if the Eagles miss that field goal or something happens, Josh Allen, I bet, would be the front runner for MVP.
Oh, and you know who wins the Patrick Mahomes Offensive Player of the Week? He threw for 200 yards less than Josh.
But they won the game.
It's a joke. Because we lost in overtime, Josh wasn't the Offensive Player of the Week. He accounted for 400 yards himself.
Right.
The NFL is a fucking shit show. It's a comedy act.
And they just re-upped fucking Roger Goodell. Get that clown out of here, man. What does he do? What does he do? He just lets all this stuff happen.
A year. That's what he does.
I can't believe that. I don't know how that position works or how you get a new commissioner, but it's trending to the point where something with the NFL needs to happen, because unless you're an Eagles fan or a Chiefs fan, shit is fucked up. It really is. With every team. Every team is having issues with officiating. Every team is having issues with, this off the field type stuff, and it's just like, fix it, dude. Fix it.
They make so much money. They're all fat and happy, and they make so much money. Why can't you have full-time paid by the NFL referees? That's all they do. Not these guys that are lawyers from Monday to Friday, then they fly somewhere and become a referee for a Sunday night game and then go back to their regular job, because that's what they do.
I know.
And they're horrible. They're fucking horrible, man.
There should be
Sherfield across the middle. Slay was there a second and a half before the ball got there.
I mean, on the replay, he couldn't even move his right arm.
And then you see the ref. He's looking at the same angle as the camera is. You can see. He's like, oh, incomplete.
Every single camera angle, every single replay, you could see the referee staring right. It's not like he's like looking around in La La Land. Yeah. They're staring at the play.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, that is blatant favoritism right there. They pick the side. I'm just losing faith in it, dude. And for everybody who, is big into sports betting and shit like that,
I never in a million years would have ever thought that way. That it's could be
rigged.
The NFL showing favoritism, but the more I see it, I mean, every time we make a play, he throws the ball to Diggs for 25 yards. I'm holding my breath, waiting for the 10 seconds later flag, a fucking, there was a late holding call. I mean, we've been screwed so many fucking times for that. And then other teams can do whatever they want to us, and they look the other way. No, we didn't see that. I mean, if Hockley isn't somehow disciplined, but you'll never find out. You'll never find
I
out.
mean, it's ridiculous. So like, Josh is on the cover of Madden. He's not a nobody. You can't miss calls like that. You can like he could have broke his collarbone, he could
Fuck
have
yeah.
separated his shoulder, he could have got really hurt on that play. And you don't call penalty and nobody is gonna rectify that. Think about that. That is bizarre.
It's
That is
horrible.
fucking bizarre.
I really, really, I'm, and you'll see it. You'll see it Sunday night or whatever we're playing. Mahomie will get all the fucking calls. Him with his pointing over to people and this and that. Throw the flag, and there it is. He gets more. He gets Jalen Hurts. So, Jalen Hurts is leading the league. He's got 10 rushing touchdowns. 7 of them are from 1 yard from that stupid push your ass into the fucking, the longest one he's had was that 12 yarder against us. Oh, and you hear these guys. Oh my God, Jalen Hurts is just a winner, and Josh.
I mean, there's something to be said about a winning mentality. Because if you watch the Eagles play, they're 11-1 right now.
Yep.
They are not kicking the shit out of teams.
No,
They are
not.
barely beating them. But there is something to be said about being able to do that because we cannot.
No.
We cannot. I saw a stat that in one score games under Sean McDermott or in the Josh Allen era were like 9-16. Every other game of any other score, win or loss, the Bills are 29-3.
Yeah. It's either you blow them out or you chew on your fingernails.
So that means since Josh Allen has been a starter in the league in 2018, the Bills haven't lost by more than 1 score 3 times. That's crazy. And here we are sitting 6-6. It just doesn't make sense. But all right, enough about the negativity. Let's talk about some positives.
Okay. Well, Josh was a positive.
Josh was a positive. It was really great to see him look that way. His shoulder is not bothering him at all. He threw some freaking rockets on Sunday. And honestly, if the Bills score 37 points, I mean, other than maybe Dallas, I don't know. They may be able to run the table. But if they won this game, it would have been a lot easier to run the table because they would have had the momentum over the bye and everything. But there's still, I know the playoff percentage is low, but I mean, there's still 6 games left. Let's see. So we've got the Chiefs at 425.
Dallas.
Which, I mean, the Chiefs, they're not the same Chiefs. If like they're winning games, yeah, but they're not the same Chiefs. So, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills kind of walk away with that one. The Cowboys are going to be tough. That's top 3 defense in the league, but they still got a chance against them. The Chargers defense is horrendous, but they score a lot of points. All of these games could go either way. They really could.
And then what do you got? Pats.
And then you got the Patriots, which they're not going to lose that game. And then you got the Dolphins. And
they got one more in there.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. And it would be super fitting for that Week 18 game to mean something. So let's look at
that would be just pure utopia because Josh he's gonna go in there and fucking smoke them.
All right, so the Dolphins need to lose 3 out of their next 6 games for the Bills to win the division.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Because they have the tie break. and that would obviously guarantee them a wild card spot. So that's what you have
Well,
to
they
remember.
don't have the tie, right? Because we beat them.
No, we do. The Bills have the
Oh,
tiebreaker.
yeah, the Bills have. Okay.
So the Dolphins have to play.
Yeah, they
Which
got
the Dolphins already had their bye week, I think.
yeah.
Right? So they got the Commanders.
Yeah, that's a win.
Then they got the Titans, who are like a wild card. Who knows about them? And they got the Jets.
Yeah,
Then they got the Cowboys. They're going to lose to the Cowboys because they can't play against teams over 500. Then they have the Ravens. They could lose to the Ravens.
They're probably going to lose to the Ravens, and then they have to lose to us.
And then they have to lose to us. So it's not out of reach, especially if they have like a fluke game where they fall to like the Commanders or the Titans or something.
Yeah.
Because they also lost to the Jets once, didn't they? Oh no, they didn't.
They did.
No, they just beat the Jets this week on
Who did
Friday.
they lose to? Who did they lost to a scrubbo team?
They lost to the Jags. They lost to us, and they got one more loss in there. Who is it? They lost to the Eagles.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's not. It's. I mean, everybody's losing hope, and I understand, but like, there's still a chance. There really is, because the Dolphins have yet to beat a team over 500 in the last 3 years. Still.
3 years?
Yeah.
Really?
Tua. Oh no, not 3 years. Tua hasn't beat a team over 500 in over 365 days. I know that.
Well,
but they win the games that they're supposed to win.
And I think that, I know McDermott seems to, but the defense was playing well. They were not giving up a lot of points until this game. Keeping the offense. I mean, the reason we're 6-6 is not because of the defense. I mean, we shit the bed for the first half of the year with Dorsey. I don't know what he was thinking. How about the running back, Ty? What the hell is his name?
Ty Johnson, yeah.
Big kid, fast, physical. Where was he in Dorsey's scheme? Why all of a sudden is he playing?
Dorsey didn't have. To me, this is what the difference between Joe Brady and Dorsey. Dorsey didn't seem to like have a plan. He just kind of was like, all right, let's just try this play this time. Like Joe Brady has a plan. He's like, all right, this is what we're going to run. This is how we're going to gain yardage. This is what, it just seems a lot more.
Well, now he's throwing the ball to Shakir. I mean, they involve him. They involve the Ty Johnson. It seemed like he didn't have the capability of using all our friggin' weapons. Mm-hmm. It was just Cook, Diggs, and Josh.
Well, I think
even throw the ball more to Kincaid now.
Kincaid he's going to be good, man.
He is
going to be really good. But I think that Ken Dorsey's offense had a bunch of like choice and option routes, and Josh only trusted Diggs to make the right option. And I think that's what it came down to, because how many times last game, you needed Gabe to run the right way, and he didn't. And everybody's going to say, well, this is the play that they ran. It's very similar. Josh made the wrong read. No.
You could
coming off of the right immediately. And you knew that blitz was coming before you even broke the huddle. So you know that, all right, as soon as I get off the line and beat my guy, I got to look at the quarterback. I'm not making a move. Josh doesn't have time to wait for you to make a move or run a route. He's just going to huck it up there because he's going to take that sack. He can't take that sack right there. And, Joe Brady took the blame for that. But, honestly,
sorry, but you saw by when Josh threw it and he saw what he did, and then they showed Brady up in the booth, and he was like, "Oh my God!" Like they both knew that was there, Josh, and that was the game, But what the fuck are you gonna do?
And you know what? Fucking Gabe had a good game.
He had 100 yards, over 100 yards.
100 yards and a touchdown. Oh, my gosh.
How about that touchdown pass to Diggs? Josh fucking fired that thing in there. There was like 3 Eagles standing around him.
I know. You watch that replay. It's pretty crazy that he threw that ball, but
I know. And that's why I just can't understand these national talking heads that just can get up there and say, Josh, you always lead the leagues in interceptions. That's all they focus on.
Well, so we all know Nick Wright.
Ugh.
Nick Wright tweeted something shocking. And it was basically all of Bills Mafia at that point. Here, if I retweeted it, let's see. Okay, Nick Wright. For those of you that don't know who Nick Wright is, he is the most anti-Josh Allen Buffalo Bills person ever. He loves Patrick Mahomes, and this is what he tweeted. McDermott doesn't trust his QB enough to give him a chance to get a field goal in range. You can't make this up. First, McDermott uses his second timeout to ice a rushed kicker attempting a 59-yarder in the rain, then doesn't let Allen, who has an absolute heater, take at least one shot with 20 seconds left in a timeout to get a chunk play and have a shot at a field goal. Because if you miss the field goal, it doesn't fucking matter. You're going to overtime.
Yeah, he wasted it. It was the dumbest fucking timeout. He's horrible at it. He wastes our timeout. Clock management, like you said. We always fucking score with a minute and a half left in the game. We always give the team an opportunity. And then McDermott goes into his fucking prevent D and lets him march down the fucking field. It's like, what are you doing? Just play the defense you were playing the whole game. Get after the fucking guy.
He can't. So first off, they shut him down in the first half. They had 7 points in the first half. Then the Eagles made an adjustment, and the Bills did not.
Yep.
They let them run that RB, that halfback sweep on first down for 8 yards for the rest of the game. Nothing happened. No adjustments. Tony Romo was like, how long are they going to do this?
Yeah,
are the Bills going to adjust?
Where Hurts would hand it to him or not hand it to him. Yeah, and then, oh my God. I was screaming at the TV.
So was I. I had to call you at halftime. Because.
What did I say?
I know. Yeah, you were right.
I said, they're playing good. They're fucking us on the referee, but from my 50 years, I just knew it. I knew that once they when they were driving down to tie the game, I told Randy, I said, they're going to tie the game and they're going to win it in overtime. And I called it. And it's just from having my heart ripped out countless times. Countless. It just happens to us. Yep. Just put a zipper. Sew a zipper right here. So you can just zipper it down and pick it up, throw it in the fucking yard.
When they won the toss, honestly, I thought to myself, there's no way.
Fucking touchdown. Just do it.
There's no way Josh doesn't win this game. Like he was just fucking rolling. And even in overtime, he was doing everything. 2 third and long conversions with his legs.
Yep.
2 of them. I was like, there's no way. There's no way Josh lets this one go.
No. I
And
thought when
he did it. He didn't. He made the right read. I'm fucking defending him on that one because you get everybody on here, oh, that he made the wrong. That was the right read. It was. But regardless, you scored points, and your defense needs to be able to fucking make a stop.
One stop. Just one time. Just stop them once.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't fucking do it. Well, they had 3rd and 4, and there you see our fucking cornerbacks are 9 yards off them. You ain't going to stop anything when you're 9 yards off on a 3rd and 4.
How does
McDermott does it every motherfucking time?
Why? How? How does that
know.
happen? So I was seeing shit that's how they fucking played their defense in Carolina when he was over there. Remember that he was the defensive coordinator during that Super Bowl, and the Broncos waxed him.
Fucking A, they did. Yeah, that's what. There you go. There's him in a big game. Broncos came in.
When is he gonna learn? He's this meticulous, detail-oriented guy, but he can't keep it together in a big situation. He needs like a fucking sidekick or something to be like, Sean, no, this isn't like, how can you be like, all right, they got to go 4 yards. We're going to line our DBs up 9 yards. How does that make make the math work? Make it work.
Well, we don't want him to get behind us. That's his fucking thing. That's called prevent D. What? Who were they saying? Who the fuck said that? John Madden. Prevent D prevents you from winning. That's what John Madden said.
Prevent defense is a loser mentality. That means you have no faith in your team.
Exactly.
And that is a horrible look for a coach.
And then he's going to come out in the press and say, oh, I got confidence in these guys. You know, it's like, well, where was it? Where was it last night?
Right. You see Sirianni? Sirianni let them do whatever they want. He's got all the faith in the world on that team. Mm-hmm. And, he fucking pisses me off with his stupid,
I can hardly look at his face during the game. He doesn't fucking bitch at anybody. He doesn't say anything to refs. He doesn't, it's like, come on.
I mean, like,
trust the process. I'm getting sick of that bullshit too.
If I was the head coach of the Bills, I would have been at the 50-yard line screaming at them guys for letting my best player take that hit.
Yep.
Like, and he's just like, oh.
Yep. It's we'll see what happens. Right now they say, he's not in any danger, but if they go 2-4, then we get waxed on these games. You can't keep them. You can't.
No, you can't. I mean, we're gonna look back, assuming they miss the playoffs, and we're gonna look back and they're gonna see the best team since the Chargers to fucking miss the playoffs. and the NFC is gonna win the Super Bowl this year because there's no team in the AFC that can compete right now against them. It's just how it is. Because you got Gardner Minshew with the Colts in the playoffs. You got Kenny Pickett.
I know. He stinks.
And then you also have the Browns. Like, what is going on, dude? They're just gonna.
Who is their quarterback? They don't even.
They got a backup too.
Yeah, I don't even know what his name is.
I mean, Lamar. This is going to be their best chance.
Lamar, and Kansas City. I don't know, maybe the Jags, but I don't think they got it in them. And then you're going to have an NFC Championship game. It's going to be San Francisco and Philly.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be in the NFC Championship game. And it depends, San Francisco's got a fucking good team. They could take down the Eagles.
Oh yeah.
And
Well, what's the game tonight? Isn't there a big game tonight?
Dallas. Is it Dallas? And
Seattle and Dallas. Oh, that's not a great game.
Buffalo Sabres down 1-0, 1 minute into the game.
In other news, Tiger Woods played golf today. He shot +3, but he's playing golf, which is wild.
He had a couple of wayward drives. That's where he lost his shots.
Yeah.
The front nine, I think he was like even or 1 under. I mean, the leader, I think Spieth is tied for the league with.
Here, I got the standings right here.
Finau,
Spieth is 1 back. Harman and Finau are tied at 5 under for.
Right, and Woods was 1 under after 9, and then he kind of shitted the bed on the back 9, and but he said he was sore, but he was sore from just not playing. He still hit his first drive like 342 yards right down the fucking pipe.
Well, I mean, I was talking to a couple of my buddies. They say he looks big.
He does look big, man. Standing next to Justin Thomas, Thomas looks like a little fucking kid.
Yeah.
Tiger's big, wide.
Mm-hmm. He's doing a little. He's hopping on the sauce while he was recovering a little bit, you know.
I hope not. I sent you that video of him hitting balls. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, perfection, beautiful.
Yep. It sounds the same every fucking one.
I mean, the divot pattern's got to be amazing.
It's just a straight line.
Yep.
So we got nothing happening this week. So we're.
Yep. Bills Mafia, enjoy a stressless week of football.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna vacation in Jamaica or something like these guys do.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna sit to watch a football game instead of stand 3 feet away from the TV.
Yeah, and it will be you can wake up on Sunday and not be nervous at 9 o'clock in the morning for a 4:30 game.
I know. Yep. Well, that's all we got for you today, guys. We'll be back not next week, the week after the Bills play the Chiefs Monday night. Well, they play the Chiefs on Sunday. We'll be recording Monday. And thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, and leave us a comment. We'd really like somebody to say something.
Yep, we're recording these videos. We got we have no following, but that's all right. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. One of them will catch on. But
somebody will watch. But
all right, y'all. Take care. Go Bills. We'll see you next time.
Take care, guys.
Peace.